Hey guys, I'm coming to you from the garden, starting to get dark. But I want to tell you a few stories that I heard of lately from some people I know. One of them is stopping paying their credit card debt. Just quit. Why? Because they can either buy food for their kids and family or they can pay credit card debt. What do you think they're going to do? It's a real simple decision for most people. And that goes for most everybody when you're in that predicament. It's going to be real hard to watch kids go hungry. The Bank of America has already allocated funds to deal with this because they see it coming more and more. There was a guy that reached out to me and he was asking me some advice of what I thought he should do. He ran into some money. He was wanting to buy some silver. And I said, that's great. Silver's good. We don't know if it's going to go up or down. We just know it's real money and the wealthy are buying it. And, all the reasons we buy hard money. He said, well, that's what I want to do. I said, well, do you owe anybody? He said, yeah, I've got some credit card debt. Oh, God. So I had to give him some financial advice that I never give out, and that was pay your credit card debt off. That gambler mentality of I'll buy silver and it'll double and then I'll pay my credit card debt off, don't fall for it, man. That will never work. That's just, and I know he paid off some of it. I hope he paid off all of it. But we're there. People are starting to not pay their credit card debt. Now, if you combine this with the Fed raising interest rates, you're 17.5% on average, probably more for some people. When they raise their interest rates, when the Fed funds rate goes up, it directly affects your credit card interest rate. So that 17.5 could become 19. And then what? You just get worse. You get worse off. So I hope that's resonated with somebody. Sell something. Do whatever you got to do to get out of debt, man. It's so important. It's so important to get out of debt. Get ready. It's important just to freaking get ready. Get ready for what's coming. I don't say quit living. I'm floating rivers. I'm doing stuff, but it's on the cheap. And, this is an accumulation phase. When I go out and I meet people, I hang out with friends, we talk, we have these conversations just like I do with you guys in the comments a lot. And I want to talk about the comments in just a second. We get to discuss financial things, and one of them just started another business, crazy good businessman. He's in business with another friend of mine. They started another business, and he said he did what I talk about, and that's borrowing money to create your own business. Use somebody else's money to create your own business to further your lifestyle at a fixed rate. So he went to the bank. He did that. He was telling me all about it. He said, but they raised the rate on me. I said, man, something's wrong. That's not what fixed rate means. They can't do that. So be careful when you're in those situations. When you're signing papers, it's easy just to sign through them. You just go. I got work to do. It's done in my head. That happened to me at a closing table one time. We caught it, but it was at the last minute. I was like, wait, what is this? What? Oh, but this isn't what it's supposed to be. And, here we go. But I was able to secure the loan like I wanted it. Another thing is people buying homes. I know of two people personally that was going to buy a home and now they can't because they raised their interest rates. The Fed raised interest rates, and now the house that people want, because everybody wants about this much more than they can afford. Now that's up here. Now it's this much more than they can afford, or maybe this much. So that's starting to slow down. My wife talked to a couple of loan officers last week, and she was telling me earlier that they said people are starting to get into these ARM loans because they're cheaper. They encourage you to get in at a cheap rate, and they could go up, but that's up to you. You can gamble if you want to. That's not something I would do. I've learned my lesson several times. Play it safe. Get a fixed rate. and these people are getting arms. What's going to happen to the arms as interest rates go up? They're going to go up. This is how people go broke. When they get a house that they can only this much can afford. I mean, they're so close to not being able to afford it, and they get it anyway, and they have to borrow the money to make the down payment, and they got to do all this stuff to get in the house, and then their food prices double. What happens then? Well, there's going to be a buying opportunity for some people. That's harsh, and it's hard, and I understand, but that's just the world we live in. Somebody's got to do it. That's the way it works. I hate it. I don't want to do that. But when the opportunities rise, people have to take action. And if nobody's there to take action, who's going to buy it? The government? That very well likely could be. BlackRock, the government could print up enough money and give it to BlackRock, and I guess they could buy everything. I hope we're not there yet. But everything's on the table in the Thunderdome, you know what I mean? Now, let me touch on the comments real quick. It's about to get dark. I don't know who's who. I know most of you, but there's some, after this crapola that's happening with Trump, which looks like he had enough evidence to bury those people, to drain the swamp. If he had that stash in his house and they broke in and found it, that seems like a plausible thing. You know, that's kind of where my mind goes. But let's try not to talk about a lot of this insurrection stuff. I don't even want to say it. I like one more strike and I'll be on Rumble. But just know we can't talk about that too much in the comments. And the Telegram, we can get away with a little more. But still, we don't know who's in there. And those people, there's going to be 87,000 of them that's working for the IRS with a gun on their hip. That could be in the comment section, just fishing for people, talking a big game, you know, finding out who's where, and who gets audited then. Who do you think? It's so dark out here you can't hardly see me. It got dark quick. But just know we're there, guys. People they're not paying their credit cards. They're accumulating more credit card debt. They can't afford their house. Rents are going up. And people are really starting to feel this 8.5 inflation that's stalled out. That's, I guess, maybe some of the worst part of it is, no, it didn't go up. It looks like it's just going to kind of hang around right here before we stimulate again, before we get really stagnated, and then we stimulate again and blow the top off of it. And then we have some real inflation. Then we get to really get crazy. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Have an awesome, awesome day. I'll see you in the morning. Later.